Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, one of the province's most charming and historic cities. Known as the Friendly City, Moose Jaw blends affordability, a thriving tourism scene, and a strong sense of community. From the famous tourism spots to its vibrant downtown and family friendly neighborhoods, this city offers both quality of life and opportunity.
This is the Saskatchewan Real Estate Podcast.
To help us explore Moose Jaw's real estate market, I'm joined today by local expert and realtor Laura Fehr. Laura, welcome back to the Saskatchewan Real Estate Podcast.
Thanks, Ron. It's great to be back. I had such a great time the first time.
We were just talking about this off air, about how you actually gotten recognized from the last time that you were on the podcast chatting about Moose Jaw.
Yeah, I literally ran into a nurse and she was like, I decided to move here after watching that video about Moose Jaw. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of pressure, but I hope you like it here. So, oh my goodness. Also, after your introduction, Ron, I don't even think you need me here. I think you just told everyone they need to know. It's a great place to live.
Moose Jaw is one of my favorite places to visit. My sister lives in Moose Jaw, and I really like the city. To be perfectly honest, I love kind of like the northern part of the province. You get like great trees, great lakes. But if you are in the southern portion of the province, Moose Jaw has this like great mix of family-friendly amenities with just like quality of life stuff. So I don't want to say too much about
Yeah.
my own experience because I want to kind of leave
Yeah.
that. But
For sure. Yeah.
I really love Moose Jaw as a city. If I wasn't based in Martensville and it was kind of like blank slate, where would you move? Moose Jaw would be the top of my list. And kind of going back to the story, someone who's kind of watching or listening to this is probably considering a move or there's a job opportunity there. And so what we wanted to do is kind of give 5 main reasons why one should consider moving to Moose Jaw, or at least some of the benefits of being in a community like that. So I've got
For
5
sure.
here, Laura, and I'll just ask you to expand on each of these. And starting off with number 1, and I think this is an easy one to get out the gate, is affordability. So let's just talk about the housing opportunity and some employment opportunities in Moose Jaw.
Yeah, for sure. So I pulled up some stats here for you. So 2024, our median sale price was 243,500. So very affordable. I think the last time we did this podcast, we were around like 226 or something. So it's definitely crawled up a bit in the last few years. And then for 2025, our median sale price was 259.9. So climbing, but still very affordable. Average price point was 278. And then I pulled I quickly pulled the average across Saskatchewan for 2025 so far, and we're sitting at around that 342. Compared to Canada, it was at around 670. So we are well below the provincial average and the national average, which I love because it's awesome to bring buyers here and they're like, finally, I can afford a nicer home. I can get more for my dollar. So yeah, definitely affordability is a big reason people come to Moose Jaw. And that's like, yeah, those average price points are like for like a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,000-foot square home. So,
And I think people from other communities who are kind of hearing that, where they're like, wait a sec, I could afford an entire house. I was just in BC last week, and the idea of being able to afford a single family home with a backyard is like foreign to most people, as anywhere in the Fraser Valley, it's upwards of like $1 million all the way up to like 3 million for fairly regular homes. So if you do have the opportunity to come and like own your own piece of property, it's pretty special. But it's not just housing. Walk us through some of the major employers in Moose Jaw and kind of the employment attractant side.
yeah, for sure. Well, and you say that about the BC's price points. Like I pulled our highest sale we had in Moose Jaw last year just for fun. Our cheapest was $8,500, which was like a tiny little lot. But our highest price home we had last year sold on the public market. So not like there's lots of private sales that happen, obviously, but for publicly listed homes, the highest sale we had last year was like 850,000. So
Wow.
we're not even hitting $1 million. Like, and there's lots of $1 million homes here. People are building those, like they're here. But as far as resale homes go that we're seeing on the public market, 850 was the highest we saw last year. So I'm like, yeah, if you're coming from BC and you sold that home for $3 million, like you can buy, yeah, you can build here, custom, whatever you want. You can get a house at the lake nearby. Like people are loving that. So anyways, in terms of employment opportunities, so I just pulled, even just today, I went and looked through SAS jobs just to give myself a refresher. It hasn't changed from what I thought, but we're really hiring like people in the medical fields and trades and agriculture. Like those are our three highest needs, it seems right now. Like medical field for sure, we're constantly in need of nurses, doctors, care aides, like that. We just need them. And I think that's kind of across the board, but for sure here as well. So and then trades guys, whenever I'm trying to hire like a plumber, an electrician, a contractor for any kind of job for my client, they are so hard to get a hold of and so hard to book in. So I'm like, we need more of you, please. So yeah, that's big. And then obviously we're surrounded by agriculture. So agriculture will always be a huge need here. So those would be, I would say, like the three, biggest employment opportunities here that I'm seeing.
Let's kind of sandwich this first point. We talked about real estate employment. I just want to end off kind of the affordability conversation with rental opportunities in Moose Jaw as well, Laura. With that great entry point, does that attract more investors? Or like if you kind of anecdotally look at your client list, do you see more people who are looking for an investment opportunity, or is it mostly first-time home buyers entering the market?
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing more investors too. Like my husband works with me too. We listed a building here recently. The amount of inquiries we got on that building was like insane. Like there definitely people are looking for multifamily properties to purchase. And we need more. It's hard. We want our money to stay local, obviously, but we also need investors as well. Like we need more housing, and that's everywhere. I'm like, please build us some more housing. So because our rental market is a little starved right now. Like there's a lot of people looking for rentals, and there's not a lot of availability in that way. So it's starting to get a little better, but we definitely have a lot of people looking for rentals as well. So yeah, but lots of first-time home buyers because it's affordable as well. So.
Moving on to our next section, maybe what Moose Jaw is most well known for is the tourisms and attractions that we can find in Moose Jaw. So just take us through maybe your favorites and kind of some of the most well-known attractions for the city.
Yeah, as far as most well-known, like everyone stops by on the highway to see Mac the Moose, our huge moose outside the city. It's just what people see. You come take your picture, maybe go into the tourism center and see what Moose Jaw has to offer. The tunnels of Moose Jaw is huge. We have that notorious history with Al Capone. So there's 3 tunnels here that you can go through that are underground under our main street. So some really cool tours there that you can take. And I was reading stats recently that our tourism like rates, Moose Jaw tourism, they're selling, I think it was like 80% more passes for their tours they're giving than even last year. So, and I'm thinking that has to do with the fact that not a lot of people are going into the States right now. So people are kind of staying within Canada. So I think we're seeing a lot of more Canadians traveling across the board, which is it's fun. I'm like, see what your own country has to offer. So that's awesome. Moose Jaw, we are known for lots of really beautiful parks. Waccamaw Valley is stunning. Lots of really great walking trails. So lots of stuff to do outdoors, winter or summer. Like even in the winter time, trails are maintained. You can go snowshoeing. You can go cross-country skiing. So there's lots of stuff to do. I'm also noticing we're getting more concerts and events happening in the city lately. So we had Shania Twain here this summer. Like that's a pretty big name for little old Moose Jaw. So yeah, we're just seeing more and more of those things coming in a historic downtown. Like it's just people like coming here because it's cute. There's lots to do. And it's fun. And there's also there's a company working on opening a brewery here in Moose Jaw. So that'd be really fun if that all comes into fruition. That'll be awesome for us. So yeah.
These two things often go together, brewery, but then there's also that great Air Force base where the snowbirds.
Yes, I didn't mention that one. Sorry, that was on the top of my list and I breezed over it. Yes, oh my goodness. Yeah, and that's one of the best parts I love about living here is that even just yesterday we saw the snowbirds flying overhead. Like you see that all the time. So I feel like we get little mini free air shows all the time. It's awesome.
For someone not familiar, maybe just take us through what the snowbirds are, because these aren't literally geese flying over the city. It's actually jet airplanes.
Yeah, I'm not the person to tell you exactly everything about our military or our Air Force, so I won't go into huge details. But they are planes, and they put on air show. People are pretty familiar with them across Canada. They go on across the country and put on air shows. They're kind of our, you see them and you just feel like excited, and you feel Canadian pride.
They're Canada's Blue Angels. If anyone's familiar with the fighter jets out of America that do these great shows. This is like Canada's version of airplanes that do amazing things in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. That's a much better way to describe it.
Walk us through, Laura. A lot of people get worried about temperature and the winter and like, what the heck am I going to do when it's so cold outside during, a Saskatchewan winter? Can you walk us through even like yourself? What occupies you and your husband over the winter? How do you keep busy in the winter as a Saskatchewanian in Moose Jaw?
For sure. Yeah, I think like because we're affordable, I feel like that gives you a much better quality of life because you can spend your money on things that you wouldn't otherwise spend if all your money is going into your housing or, like I know lots of people across the country that are working 2, 3 jobs just so they can afford to live where they are. Here you don't have to do that. So it is fine in the winter, especially like one thing we love, my husband and I travel a lot. So there's lots to do here, but one of the benefits of an affordable community and living so close to an international airport. We're only 45 minutes away from Regina, which is an international airport. So every winter we go somewhere. Like we're just like, let's go take a hot holiday. Our temperatures are not fun. We know that. So we always try to get away and get the heat for a little bit. So, but you can do that. Like I find you can, save up a little more with your money here and take a little trip. So I know lots of people around the country that just they never go on trips. They can't afford to ever go anywhere. So that's one thing I think is so beneficial about living here. In terms of actually living here, though, like, yeah, there's lots of skating rinks. There's lots of indoor facilities that are amazing, huge facilities that we have set up, various like gyms and soccer fields and arenas. Like there's so much indoor stuff that you can do. I never feel bored in the winter. Like I always think there's opportunity as long as you're willing to chase after the opportunity. You can easily get hunkered down in your house over the winter as anyone can, but there's always community events happening and yeah, definitely lots to do and really great restaurants. It's a good lifestyle here. You have everything you need. We're only around 35,000 people here. So yeah, you can get everywhere in the span of a few minutes and all your essentials are right here. And if they're not, you're only 45 minutes from Regina for the big concert you want to go to or the, bigger shopping you need to get done. So
And this maybe just outlines the importance of that double heated attached garage. So at
yes,
least
yes.
when you start your morning, it's not, getting into the frozen car. So a good selling point for you, maybe if there's someone out of province, that make sure you have the attached heated garage.
Yes, especially that. Yeah, and I find too, like I definitely know a lot more people here because their dollar gets them a little more. Like maybe you're getting that hot tub in the winter to keep you warm, or maybe you're getting that like lake property for the summer months, or you're getting the boat or the camper. Like you just have a little more threshold to have some more fun money, which is great. Like who doesn't want that?
That's a really great point. And I think even as you're saying that Moose Jaw is affordable even from a Saskatchewan standpoint. So if you feel like you're getting stretched or squeezed in the Saskatoon or Regina, the ability to get cheaper housing and more affordable housing in Moose Jaw available to you, it's got to be a consideration. And then kind of on this topic, talking about quality of life. And so just kind of transitioning it to this, how do you think quality of life improves by being in a smaller city like Moose Jaw?
Real estate investing does not have to be a full-time job. Randall, Hoeber, and Boys Group Realty provide complete property management services in Yorkton and surrounding areas, allowing investors to enjoy passive income without the headaches of day-to-day management. From finding tenants to handling maintenance and rent collection. Whether you own a property or are just getting started in the market, Randall, Hoeber, and Boys Group Realty makes it simple. Call Randall Hoeber at 306-782-1323 or email info@ralixenterprises.com to take the next step towards hands-free real estate investing. Your property, our expertise. Whether it's your home, business, or farm, Pioneer Solar and Renewables has you covered. As leaders in residential, commercial, and agriculture solar solutions, they make clean energy easy and affordable. Visit pioneersolarenergy.com or give them a call to begin harnessing the power of the sun today. Are you investing in real estate? Let Krishna with Boys Group Realty take care of everything. Finding properties, purchasing, renovations, leasing, and management, leaving you to focus on building wealth. Whether it's a single rental or an entire portfolio, serving Saskatoon and surrounding areas, helping maximize cash flows and minimize stress. If you're looking for an expert to manage your investments, reach out today, home@meetkrishna.ca.
Yeah, so I think a lot of what I touched on before still applies. Like I think we have because you're smaller, you can do some more of those like community events. Like you can kind of come together and go to those fairs, go to the whatever the farmers markets. Like there's lots of that going on. Lots of really great restaurants, lots of things to do, lots of events happening in different, bars or whatever throughout the city. Like there's always something that you can go and do. And I never feel like overwhelmed to get somewhere. Like if I'm running late for an appointment, I'm only late by like a minute because it's like I'm still there. Like it's so quick to get from one place to the next. And I just really like that everything I need is here. Like we have everything we need, and it doesn't feel like a burden if it's like, well, you know what, I can't quite find that right thing, so I should go to Regina. Like, go have a fun shopping day in Regina then. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. So, and Regina's building a new Costco on the other side of the city, so it's even closer for us Moose Javians. So we'll be really excited about that.
And in so many ways, like we talk about the commute, and it seems funny because even like a Regina commute now seems like, oh my goodness, we're driving in Regina. And as I mentioned before, I was just in Vancouver, and like you can get gridlocked and you can just sit there for hours. And if you consider the amount of time just in your car, not being connected to family, having to go to work, and like you just spend so much time sitting in your vehicle. And so the ability to live in a small community where you do have access to everything that realistically you want to buy. And I'm guessing that Amazon exists in Moose Jaw as well.
They know my house very well.
What are you missing by being in the big city?
Yeah, exactly. I think it is like that for sure. We were just in Toronto, and just to get to the airport from where we were staying took like an hour and a half. And I'm like, it's ridiculous to me that we're in the same city as the airport and we can get to our airport from Moose Jaw to Regina in half the amount of time. Like, what is happening? I'm like, I do not know how people live like this on a daily basis. I would die. So yeah, definitely you can do more in your day.
Absolutely. And it becomes a big benefit point of why live in a smaller community like this for that quality of life point. We've kind of touched on it a little bit here, but also Moose Jaw is a community of 30,000 people or so. And then right next door, we have Regina, the second largest city in the province. Just walk us through the benefits that people in Moose Jaw find of being able to take advantage of kind of that smaller community, but having access to a large urban center.
Yeah, for sure. I think shopping is a big one. Like we have all our essentials here, but like with a city our size, you can only get so far. So if you want to have lots of options for all your winter coat shopping or whatever it is, like for all your couch shopping, like then a lot of people tend to go to Regina, and then you can hit up 10 stores instead of 2 or 3, So you just have a little more option there. Having the airport that close by is a huge benefit. Like I find that, I mean, for us, we just love to travel. So for us, we've always said, since living here, we will never live farther than that kind of 45 minutes from an airport now, because we're just accustomed to it and it's easy. So that's amazing, especially if you're someone that has a job where you have to travel a lot for work. This is nothing. Like it's so easy. So yeah, and then you just get more. You can get into Regina for any bigger concerts or Rough Rider games. Like there's stuff that you can go do in Regina that it's so fun, and it always feels like just a fun time out. Like I always said, if I lived in a city that was bigger, going out for a day of shopping wouldn't be as exciting to me, because you can just do that all the time, like on your way home from work. But I'm like, when you have this like a little date day with your spouse, or go out with your kids for a day and go shopping for a day, it's just like, it's fun. It's just a cute way to spend the day. So yeah.
It's much more fun sometimes to visit the cities than to live in them as well. Nothing to say there's wrong with living in Regina or Saskatoon, but there is kind of that nostalgia is not the right word, but you get a special feeling when you get to go for the day trip to the city, but you don't also have to deal with like the day-to-day things of a city, the commute, the traffic, the busy downtown. So it is sometimes nice to be able to take advantage of the proximity of those amenities, but not have to be in it long term.
1,000%. Yeah, exactly. That's what we've always said. We love that about Moose Jaw.
Last on our list, Laura, we're talking about community and growth. As we've outlined, lots of big things happening in Moose Jaw, but just take us through the community side of being in Moose Jaw and just some of the projects and growth you're seeing in the city.
Yeah. So as far as community, like I find I grew up here. So I find I have a lot of really close friends and some family here. So for me, the community is huge, because I'm with friends like 4 times a week at least. Like I'm always with people in my life that I love. So, and we can be in each other's lives very easily. Like even if it's just like, let's go for a quick walk, let's go get groceries together. Like that's just all easy stuff we can do in a city this size. I've talked to people that have moved here in their later years, and they've said it's a little bit harder to establish those relationships, just because everyone that grew up here kind of already has those relationships in that small town vibe. So I do think there's a bit of a difference between the big city life, where you might have more opportunities for like all the new people to come together. But I always say, I'm like, well, are you getting out? Are you going and doing things? Or are you just waiting for someone to knock at your door and become your best friend? Like, like if you go do the things, you will meet the people. Like, they're there. So yeah, but I think there is a really good sense of community in Moose Jaw. I always feel like it's very friendly. We have people visit and say like, yeah, I go to your grocery store and it just feels like everyone's family. Like everyone is just, yeah, everyone seems to know each other, or someone that knows them. So we're all one person away from knowing each other. In terms of growth, there is a lot that's been happening in the city in recent years. So lately, it's none of the flashy, exciting things. We've had a lot of infrastructure upgrades. So we're an old city, which is fun. We get a lot of character, lots of history. There's lots to love about that, but it also comes with old city problems that we are now dealing with. So, which is fun, but we'll get there. So yeah, we're seeing lots of things like road upgrades, and our sewer line systems all getting replaced, and wastewater plant upgrades, and our landfill needs relocation, and bridge repairs. Like, it's all these things. It's big projects that are going on right now. So they're expensive and they're happening and they need to happen, but they're not the exciting things for your taxpayers. So, it's causing a little bit of grief right now for people, but it's okay. We'll get through it and we'll have way better infrastructure once we get out of it. So, in terms of more exciting growth, we are seeing a lot of industrial sites popping up around the city. We have things like a new power plant that got put in recent years, a new hog processing facility going up right now, a new trailer manufacturing facility, new pulse flour processing facility. Huge upgrades are going on at the air base right now. They got a lot of government dollars and funding for that. We're seeing some apartment buildings getting built, new hotels. Like, there's lots that seems to be happening. So I think we're going to keep experiencing some growth here as we see more infrastructure come in, more employment opportunities come in. So that's exciting. One of the really unique things that's not for certain, but I thought I'd mention because it's cool. There's like a $500 million project going on, well, supposedly going on. We'll see if it actually comes to fruition, but it sounds like it's underway for an AI wellness town that's happening here. So I'm not the person to speak on this because I've read one article, but they've taken one of our an old abandoned facility that sits on a lot of acres, and they're turning it into somewhere that you can integrate AI, regenerative healthcare, sustainable greenhouses, with huge AI data center. So their goal is to be like one of Canada's biggest like tech hubs. So we'll see if that happens, but it sounds like it's underway. So it sounds like, yeah, that could be a really cool opportunity for Moose Jaw if that's something that comes into fruition. But yeah, I think we're just going to continue to see growth here. It definitely feels like there's been things happening in recent years. So yeah, it's exciting for us.
Part of the reason I like doing the podcast is just for this like last 4 minutes of just like solid gold of all these like opportunities that are happening that you don't necessarily hear every day, or you're not necessarily checking up on like what projects happening in Moose Jaw. But you've just given all of these like really great insights, and they kind of tell a story of what's happening in the city. If infrastructure is being upgraded, that means the bones of the city are getting healthier for the future. So no, it doesn't make a big splash, or maybe it's not a taxpayer to pay, but 20, 30 years down the road, like this kind of sets the stage for future growth. And it makes it easier for those next generations. And then the employment opportunities, like every time you have a hog producer or a flour mill or kind of those things you were chatting about, this is hundreds of jobs, which has like so much great tertiary effect for the local community. And I want to learn more about this AI facility. That sounds so interesting.
I'm not the person to speak on that. I don't have all the information about that, but it does sound like something that could be really cool and beneficial for the city. Like, I think, yeah, if that's something that comes into fruition, that's going to create lots of jobs and attract a lot of people here. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where that goes in the next few years. So if anything, it looks cool. You can Google the article and read more about it.
The Saskatchewan Realtors Association supports over 1,700 realtors across the province. Their members provide expert insights to help you navigate the market. Visit sra.ca for monthly stats, industry updates, and to find a realtor near you.
Laura, if someone is watching this and they're like, hey, like I either have a job opportunity there, or I'm thinking of relocating to the city, and they're looking for a trusted realtor to potentially help them with that transition, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
Yeah, so my husband and I are a team here in Moose Jaw. You can just find me on any social media channel at laurafehr.realtor. So first name, last name, not .realtor. I'm on all the social media platforms, and that's usually the best way to reach out to me without trying to make you remember a phone number. So, or just Google me, it'll pop up. Like so. Yeah, we'd be happy to help though. We love it here.
Awesome. All right. Last thing to you, Laura, if you were to just bring Moose Jaw into like one or two sentences of like, this is why you should move here, what would those one or two sentences be?
Oh man, no pressure. I would just say like really tight knit community, very affordable, lots of opportunities, and so much to do here. Like and just a city that is historic and beautiful and inspiring to live in. So yeah, we love it here. It's a place we plan on being for a very long time. So we hope you do too.
Every time I have these conversations as well, I get inspired to like, oh, I'm going to move to Moose Jaw. This sounds like
Yeah.
the place to live. So I really appreciate you coming on the podcast today, again, sharing about this wonderful city and the different opportunities that are taking place there. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Ron. It was so great.
Thanks for tuning in to the Saskatchewan Real Estate Podcast. Do you need help with your next real estate transaction? Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or investing in real estate, I am here to help you navigate the mortgage process in both Saskatchewan and Alberta, or connect you to a trusted professional. Feel free to send me an email at ron@ronqmortgage.ca or use the booking link to schedule a time to chat. Until next week, I'm Ron Quaroni, your Saskatchewan mortgage professional. Bye for now.